making Swedish meatballs today, köttbullar, and I use about a half a kilo. This is a bit more of beef. Some people use pork, some people mix pork and beef. I usually make only organic meat, but that's a personal choice, of course. So today I've prepped all the ingredients. Usually you don't have to worry about being so organized when you make meatballs. It's quite easy and it's hard to go wrong. And whatever recipe of meatballs you use is probably different from everybody else's. Everybody has their own version of Swedish meatballs. And so I'll just show you one of mine. I'm starting with some ströbröd, which is, what do you call that in English?
Breadcrumbs.
Breadcrumbs. If you don't have that at home, if you have any kind of bread that's going stale, use that. It's not so picky what you use. And then I'm pouring some bouillon over it.
Now for someone who's making it the first time, how much would you say of, or how many meatballs are you making for how many people?
So today we have a bit more than half a kilo. So then I use...
Half a kilo of beef?
Half a kilo of beef, yeah. And then I use about a deciliter of bread, which could be like a few pieces of bread if you have slices, and about 3 deciliters of bouillon. If you don't use bouillon, you can use milk, you can use cream. Basically you want some liquid in your meatballs, unless you want them really, really hard and firm, which you could. I try to kind of make the recipe last a bit longer, basically make it more meatballs out of this amount of meat. So I put quite a lot of liquid in there. And also, if you have kids, it's nice that they're nice and loose. So here's some bouillon and breadcrumbs. Some people, and I've done this sometimes, use beer as a liquid in there. It actually gives a very nice flavor. There, so these are now soaking. I ate them all the time growing up. In school you get them, but they're not the homemade kind. And now I wouldn't ever buy the store-bought ones. It's quite easy to make. It takes a long time. But if you make them now and then, you can put them in the freezer, and it's really nice to just defrost. You have your Swedish meal. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the rest of the ingredients. Here's some chopped up onions, 1 onion. And you can do it finer than this if you want. You can grate it. That would be like more like a creamy texture of onions. I also had some thyme at home, so I threw some fresh thyme in there. Use whatever herb you have, experiment. It can't really go wrong with meatballs. You don't really need to use any machines making meatballs, but just wanted to chop up the onion nice and fast. I'm going to add the meat.
In Swedish, how would you say that? Like right there, like what do we call it? Chopped meat in English?
Köttfärs. And this particular köttfärs is beef, so it's called nötfärs.
So köttfärs is any type of chopped meat?
Yeah.
And then, so it's like a genre of meat, and then you have...
Yeah. And then you have pork, which is fläskfärs. And like some people mix pork and beef, and they actually have that in the store, the mixture. So blandfärs.